Hi and welcome to Finance Sister. I'm so excited to share this video with you about our monthly budget walkthrough. One thing to keep in mind though before we jump into it is that I currently live in Longview, Texas, and I understand that a lot of my listeners probably right now are going to be from Portland, Oregon or Central Oregon. And I understand you're like, $1,500 is like my rent or my mortgage payment or less than that. So please keep in mind that the cost of living in Texas is much lower, and I completely understand that it's going to be a little bit different in Oregon. And I'll get into more detail on what it looks like to actually stick to a budget, because that's honestly what most of us struggle with, right? So I want to let you know that that is coming, but this video is specifically just a walkthrough budget. Otherwise, it would just be way too long. Let's go to the video. Okay, here it is. This is the March budget, and I was going to show you guys our previous budget for February, but it would require a lot more explaining and take up too much time because we actually were not breaking even up until literally this upcoming month will be when we actually make $1,500 a month and be able to cover our expenses. So I'm so excited that we're making $1,500 this month, and it also makes it that much easier to budget what we have because we're actually breaking even, and it makes me excited to be able to stick to this budget and seemingly spend so little but also feel like we're managing our money well, and that's what that's the goal here. All right, so for my income, it's projected to be about $1,300 a month, and I work remotely about maybe like 15, max 20 hours a week at the moment. So that is awesome. I'm just excited to be able to make that much, and it's more than what we need to be able to actually make it through May and figure out what that looks like when James gets his job. So James works a few hours a week on campus, and I'm thinking he'll probably make around $200 this month just because he works very little. And we want him to work little so that he can finish his thesis project. So proud of him. And all right, so moving down to expenses, okay, so for tithing, a lot of people would probably say, why are you showing that? Or I think that's completely up to you and God, and I completely agree that this is between you and the Lord. I just felt like it was important for me to actually show you all the numbers because I do want to be as open and transparent as possible, and I think that includes showing you what we're giving right now because honestly, it's hard for me to put that money there. A lot of me is like, why would I give away $100 when we are barely making it? But I gotta say, God's been so faithful just even with me getting this new job, and I think that it's important, even if you don't believe in God or go to church or anything, I think it's huge to be able to give to a different cause that's other than yourself and be able to have that joy and satisfaction in knowing that you're putting your money towards not just living or things that you might not need, but towards a bigger cause there. So that's my little speech there. Okay, and then we also sponsor a child, which ends up making up the 10%. So Compassion International Child. Our rent, yeah, $605. Oh my gosh. I just think that's the coolest thing because, and I'm sure all my friends in Portland are like, that's impossible. Like, to even rent a room, yeah, that would be hard to find something for $605 a month. So, and not only is that our rent, that's including Wi-Fi, water, gas, electric, and garbage. So, even though it's 40% of our income right now, that's probably one of my favorite things about living in Texas is that the cost of living is so cheap, like so cheap, you guys. Moving down, so since I work remotely and James goes to school on campus, we actually spend about maybe $120 a month, but this month is when we're probably going to be driving up to Arkansas and doing a short trip for James to be able to test out his thesis project, because we need to be able to get a higher elevation, and there's not even hills like very nearby. So we're gonna be driving a little bit more, so I just put in an extra $100 for that. Gas is about $2 a gallon here, so we could get a long ways on $185 a month. And moving down, groceries. So especially when you're first starting to budget, I would categorize groceries, eating out, date night, and if you drink alcohol, definitely put all of those in separate categories so that you can make sure that you're not dipping into, like, you're eating out more and then you don't have any money for groceries. That can be very common for a lot of people. So we are budgeting $221.39 towards groceries, and I'm confident that we can do that again this month, because last month we made it on right under 200, and we were gifted a $25 gift card to Aldi's, and our anniversary was last month, so we used that money towards getting some fancy cheeses and apples and stuff like that. It's really special when you don't have a whole lot of money, but you know that you have a certain amount and you just make the most of it. So that's something that's super exciting about a budget, is that it really does give you freedom to spend the money that you've allocated there. And I just have to keep in mind that this is not going to be forever. This is just a season in our lives, and I'm so thankful that we have the money to do this and not go into debt any further. So moving on with that, James has a grad lunch feeding every week, so that's his eating out specifically for that. So it's important to separately categorize those kinds of things. Our personal funds, we both get $15 each, and just to give you an idea, before we moved down here, I was giving each of us like between $80 to $100 a month, and that includes, like, if I want to get my hair done or get clothes or go get coffee like Starbucks or go down to a coffee shop, that would all come out of this fund. So when you're looking at doing your own personal funds, I would put it probably closer to around that kind of dollar amount, just depending on if you're in debt or not and how much you make. So $15 is nothing. It's like peanuts, you guys, but it's better than zero. So I'm thankful for that. And cell phone, for both of our phones, we pay $90. We don't pay anything for Hulu, Netflix, but I wanted to put that in there just so you guys could remember, like, those subscriptions, they cost money. It's not like they're just, they're a subscription, they automatically come out, so you don't have to pay for them. They're still there, but it's something that we all tend to forget about. So we do pay for Spotify Premium. We're not allocating anything towards entertainment or gifts this month, which that's going to be kind of hard, you guys, because our birthdays, both James and I's birthdays, are in this month, but we are getting really creative with how to have fun while not spending money, and just even being so intentional with the money that we do have. Like, we had a conversation this last month about if we should stop and get a $5 milkshake or not, and I was kind of like, I don't think we should do that. Like, are you sure? I'm just so excited for when we don't have to have those kinds of conversations on if we should stop for a milkshake or not. But again, it's just the season of life we're in. So gifts, miscellaneous, $5. I would put, for the average household, there's always going to be things that you're going to forget about until you've really got this dialed in. So things like, if you don't have a household budget for laundry detergent or cleaning supplies or car registration, like, that would go in these miscellaneous funds. Let's see, life insurance, very important. I'll be doing a video specifically on life insurance and then auto and home insurance because I am a licensed a producer, and I just want to be able to share some insight into those topics, and especially as someone who's not trying to sell you anything, I think it'll be really valuable information. So I hope you get something out of that. And so that totals $1,420 out of our $1,500. So 95% of our income is all of those expenses. And our student loans, this is, as much as I would love to be able to be at least paying the minimums on these, we put them in deferment. So James, all of his funds, since he's a college student right now, we are able to put his loans in deferment and just pay on mine. So we're just paying $80 towards student loans right now, but we were able to do pretty well before we left. I'll give more information on exactly where we're at with our student loans and kind of what that looked like over the past year and a half. And then last but least, this is what I really am excited about, and I hope that you guys are able to focus on, is the goals amount. Because this is what you're actually able to accomplish when you're putting money, like you're tracking your income well and sticking to your budget, because you're able to accomplish things like this right here. This is what I'm really excited for, is $40,000 towards a house, and actually going on a vacation and being able to spend $5,000. You bet we are going to do that. Like we're just gonna go all out on the next vacation that we take. I'm so ready for it. And so yeah, I just want to put this in here because these are the goals that we have. So my challenge would be to you, what does your goals section look like? And what's important to you? Maybe you already have a car, maybe you already have upgrades that you want, maybe you've already done a nice vacation for the year, maybe it is just building up more money for your house, or maybe it means paying off your house, or maybe you just really want to be able to actually give to people and not say no when something comes up to someone in need. Like just the freedom to be able to do that and not have to think twice about if you have the money to do it or not. And this last part right here is $70 towards James' thesis project. And that is money that we might be getting reimbursed for. There's about $300 in there at the moment where he could be reimbursed for it, but we're not counting on it just because of the school's funding and the lack of resources, I guess, that he has allocated for his project. So that wraps up our monthly budget. So our total is $1,570 because of this amount that we're just taking out of savings to pay for that because we might be getting reimbursed for it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys start making a budget and follow along for next month. Okay, so that's a wrap for our March monthly budget, and thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and go follow me on Instagram and Facebook if you'd like to know more throughout the week. And I'm really excited for the next video. It's going to be how much money is enough for you, not your neighbor. That's the title of it. And I've already put in some serious hours of research on it, and there's so much. I'm not quite sure exactly how I'm going to condense it all down, but I'm really excited to share that information with you, so please stay tuned for that, and I'll be giving more updates on when that'll be posted on Instagram and Facebook too. All right, thanks so much guys, and have an awesome day.